These behind the scene details that keep coming out about Last of Us Season 2 just prove one thing, which is our criticism was justified. There's a couple things I want to highlight, and the first one, which is the most egregious to me, has to do with what Craig Mazin, the main writer of Season 2, said about Ellie. I couldn't believe my ears.
Look for the devil's gonna find you. And Abby seemingly is not like Ellie, in that Abby is incredibly competent. We don't know yet how she found them, but we know that Abby must have found Owen and Mel, and you can only imagine what Abby thought when she saw that. And when Abby shows up in a theater, she doesn't screw up. She gets Tommy on the ground as a hostage. She shoots Jesse the instant he comes out the door. She is in complete control of the situation. And at last, here they are, Abby and Ellie, staring at each other in this incredible confrontation. And obviously, we're not done with this scene, but it is gorgeous acting by Caitlin Dever and Bella Ramsey here, particularly because we can see now in Ellie that all of her desire at last to punish is gone, at least for now, because she's lost too many people. She lost whoever Mel's baby was. It's gone. She got them killed. She got Mel killed. She got Jesse killed. She cannot bear to see Tommy killed, or, God help her, Dina, who's somewhere back there in the theater.
Now, there's two ways that you can look at what he was saying. One is that Ellie is incompetent, that she's just not like Abby. She doesn't have it in her. Or you can see it as he's specifically talking about the scene where Ellie is coming face to face with Owen versus the scene where Abby was coming face to face with Ellie and her whole group. And in one situation where Ellie, it seemed like she was out of control, didn't know what to do. But then on this hand, Abby did know what to do. Regardless, I think he's wrong. Either way, when Ellie ran into Owen and Mel, she was not confused on what to do in the video game, right? No. She went there to get the information. Of course, she thought Abby was going to be there. But when she saw Owen and Mel, she was ready to do that torture technique on them that Joel did in the first game with the map. And so I can't believe that Craig said that Ellie was incompetent. Like, either interpretation, either way you look at it, I feel like is kind of egregious, especially because us as fans that were watching season 2, we're seeing how incompetent Ellie was looking throughout the season with how she was being written in the show, you know, making those jokes about math and all that kind of stuff, and Dina having all of the survival skills and Ellie seemingly having like no survivor skills whatsoever. I don't know why they butchered Ellie's character like that. I actually talked more about it in a different video if you want to check that out. If this is how Ellie was being viewed during the creation of this season, we were in for a terrible season to begin with, at least as far as Ellie's character goes. Now, what does that mean for season 3 though? Well, it just got confirmed today, as we all knew, that Caitlin Dever is going to be the main character of season 3. It got confirmed right here. But as the film and TV shows, as this account is saying, will the audience come back? And let me tell you, I think so. And it has to deal with what Craig essentially just said in the last clip that we looked at, which is based on that clip and other things I've seen from him. It seems as if he does like Abby better than Ellie as far as, you know, their stories or something. He seems more invested in Abby as a character. Me too, to be honest with you. I think Abby is a better character in the video game. I really do. So I'm excited for season 3, and I think it'll be great. I just feel bad for Ellie because her season was not Bella Ramsey's fault. I feel bad for her. Like, it was not her fault that the season went off the rails at all. When you see this stuff that Craig is talking about, like the first thing I showed you was egregious, and so was this. So in the game, Ellie actually fights Owen, right? And here Craig says that due to their height difference, it wouldn't have made any sense for Ellie to fight Owen. Here's the quote down here. For this, Ellie's not really capable of killing Owen. You look at Bella and you look at Spencer Lord, he's 6'4" and just incredibly imposing. A physical struggle wasn't going to go well, and she's not there to kill them. She just wants to kill Abby. Which, what? What? I remember saying to Neil that as fucked up as that moment was in the game, I think it could be more fucked up and not to be a tormentor. Listen, this is what is this interpretation of the story? Let's start here real quick. She's not there to kill them. She just wants to kill Abby. No, Craig, no. Throughout the whole entire story, Ellie went there to get revenge on everybody that was there that killed Joel. It wasn't just Abby, even though she was the main person. She said she was going to kill every single one of them. So when she did run into them in the aquarium, she was 100% ready to kill them. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? By the way, if you love diving into shows like this, please give this video a like and subscribe so more will show up on your feed. Second, this part, you look at Bella and you look at Spencer Lord, he's 6'4" and just incredibly imposing. A physical struggle wasn't going to go well. Then Craig, why did we open up the season with Ellie fighting that big old dude, telling Jesse not to pull punches? Why was that even in the show? If we weren't supposed to see that, oh wow, Ellie can even, fight people twice her size in strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like that was going to be a build up to her fighting Owen. So, bro, what are you talking about? What is going on here? I don't understand. And they filmed it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's just giving an excuse, because I don't feel like they would have even filmed it if they didn't think it was a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I can't find the clip I wanted to show, but another thing that they filmed that they didn't show was Bella Ramsey training to do all this action stuff, and it wasn't in the show. So I think at some point there was some decision being made to take out a lot of the action in the season for some reason, which I don't quite understand. But once again, it just goes to show that there was problems with this season creatively. Like, there was some type of mismatch of what should be in the show and what shouldn't be in the show compared to the game. But it's weird because Neil Druckmann is still, he's the creator of the game, and he's still on, making creative decisions, and he wrote and directed episodes 6 and 7. And so he's there for Craig to ask questions. But maybe he's just giving Craig some type of creative freedom or something like that. I don't really understand. And even talking with Neil, something that he said after the show surprised me as well, which is this right here. So Caitlin Dever, the actress that plays Abby, said this talking about playing the Last of Us 2 game. I mostly stopped because I'm horrible at playing games and really bad at it. And then it just got to the point where all my dad did was laugh at me every time I die. And also in my first meeting, Neil actually said you don't need to finish the rest of the game, because he was very much wanting everybody to come into it with fresh pair of eyes and didn't want to focus too much on the game. And he wanted to allow everyone to have that kind of freedom, which I really appreciate. Which, listen, I've never acted in my life. I've never made a show. But just, I guess, in my mind, it doesn't compute the, wanting the main actors and actresses to not know the source material. I don't understand that. I really don't. I don't get it. That doesn't seem like that great of an idea to me. I feel like you would want the people involved in the show to have a love and a passion for the source material so they could really bring it to life. You know what I'm saying? And I know adaptations are going to be different. They're not going to be the same, but I feel like you want the soul and the heart of the game to be the same in the show. And I feel like that was what was wrong with season 2. Season 1 didn't feel like that. Season 1, I feel like the core of the show still felt like it was there. Season 2, no, not so much. And I don't know if the people in season 1 were huge fans of the game. I don't know. But seeing this here, I don't get it. I don't know why Neil would say that. What do y'all think about that? Do you think the people involved in the show should be passionate about the source material? Y'all let me know. And the last thing I recently saw Craig say that once again just shocked me, it was just shocking, was this. Craig Mazin stated that they kind of fucked themselves with The Last of Us HBO Season 2 and admits mistakes were made and lessons were learned. Here we go. The second season comes with so many expectations, and we did learn a lot of lessons. And the problem with learning lessons is then you have to be accountable to those lessons. And you're not allowed to make those mistakes anymore, which is tragic. You do feel pressure to somehow fulfill what people want, but also surprise them. You're now a topic of discussion, whereas before you were just new and surprising. I mean, the bar for video game adaptations was pretty low. We had that going for us in season 1, and now we kind of fucked ourselves. I disagree with this once again, so much. Let's start right here. We're just going to start at the end right here where he says, I mean, the bar for video game adaptations was pretty low. We had that going for us. The thing was, I agree with the idea that video game adaptations are hit or miss, right? But there was a super high bar when it came to The Last of Us becoming a television show, because everyone that played the game knew how good the narrative was, and it's one of the best games of all time. And the expectations for the show were not low. They were not low, maybe for TV viewers or something, or for being a first-time TV show. But I feel like that pressure that comes with having a good adaptation was definitely not at zero for the first season. It was a highly anticipated show. So I don't know why he feels like there was no pressure for season 1 and all of a sudden there was pressure for season 2. That's strange. Now, when he's talking about learning lessons and being accountable for the lessons, not allowed to make the same mistakes anymore, I feel like the mistakes they made in season 2 were definitely mistakes that weren't even present in season 1. Things that I'm talking about as far as the core of the show, the core of the game really not being present in the show, and then completely changing Ellie's character in a lot of different ways. Like, I want to know what mistakes he learned from to then feel like he didn't make those same mistakes in season 2, because there was a lot of them. And I also am just really curious about this expectation thing. Like, I know it turned into a hit show and now he's, the pressure of making a season 2 of a hit show, but I feel like that pressure was already there to begin with. So what does this all mean for season 2, for season 3, going into the future of the show? What I hear, what I see, what I gather from all this information is that season 3 with Abby is going to have a lot more intention behind it, and it's going to be better because it seems like Craig just wants to dive more into the season with Abby. And like, another reason why I'm saying that is this. Caitlin Dever confirmed The Last of Us season 3 will be bigger and crazier than season 2. Just get ready for what's to come because it's going to be crazier. Craig always said he wanted to make season 2 bigger than season 1, and he said season 3 is going to be even bigger. Now, it makes sense that he would think season 2 would be bigger than season 1 because the game part 2 is bigger than part 1. Literally just longer, but then also thematically and everything like that, story-wise, it just has a lot more depth than part 1. And so I also get the idea of when you're making a show season by season, you want to make it bigger and bigger and bigger, just to keep people, keep the consumer happy and keep people coming back. But I'm telling you, just everything put together, it just feels like he's more hype to tell Abby's story. So I'm expecting season 3 to be great. That's what I'm expecting. But I guess we'll see in 2 years, which is also another gigantic problem with this. It's just that they should have filmed season 2 and 3, and now they're also saying there's probably going to be a season 4, which is wild. They should have filmed 2, 3, and 4 just back to back to back and had them come out, in 3 years, like season 2 1 year, 3 the next year, 4 the year after that. Waiting 6 years to finish the show is crazy. That's wild. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, y'all, our critique of season 2 has definitely been on point. It seems like there was a lot to critique, and these behind the scenes details are pretty damning in my opinion. Like, what is happening here? Y'all let me know in the comments how you felt about season 2 and what your expectations are for season 3. And if you liked this video, please hit that like and subscribe so more of these can show up on your feed. Until next time, I'll see y'all.